have to say it was going to school. I used to take a shortcut down through old farmland, all kinds of rabbit tracks and fox tracks and things that I'd follow here and there. And in the wintertime, I'd even take my toboggan and I'd end up on a long hill sliding right into the schoolyard. So it was the best way that you could possibly ask to get to school. The thing that happened to me, though, is the attachment I made to nature at that time, and that led me on a career path that has been dedicated completely towards helping others understand their relationship with the natural world.
I used to go fishing with my grandfather, and I got into diving when I was a kid. It was such an amazing thing for me to put on those diving glasses and see what was underneath the surface of the water.
The creek, not very far away from my house, that buddies and I used to ride our bikes and go down and catch tadpoles, and had all sorts of fun trouncing down the creek bed.
One of my earliest childhood memories, I guess, of nature would be up north at Lake Couchiching, walking in the water, playing with the sand and the seaweed.
We would always have an Easter hike out to Dundurn Park, and our second stop would be Royal Botanical Gardens. So it's very close to me, and hiking was one of our favorite things to do.
This site was just amazing for me. It was a whole new world. It was wild, it was exotic. It was a place where I learned to chase birds and animals. I learned to climb trees.
Everybody in the townhouse survey would be hanging out in the back and playing in the forest.
Going through the wheat fields on the farm. Cycling to and then hiking by Albion Falls on the East Hamilton Mountain.
We would go there and catch fish and crayfish, and that was one of my favorite memories.
Looking for salamanders and snakes, and I always loved seeing the hawks and things like that. And, back in those days, in the summer, you'd get up, and when the sun came up, you went outside, and you came back when the street lights went on.
Being able to play in the dirt, you know, get a little bit of dirt on you. And
running through the leaves or the forest, etc., with your friends. It was different having grown up in the inner city of Hamilton.
Rafting at Dietner Slough, falling in the water, collecting salamanders.
Going out with my parents to the local conservation area and walking around looking for frogs and birds, and really just getting out there and seeing things that you wouldn't normally see.
The Niagara Escarpment was my playground. Running the Bruce trails up and down the side of the escarpment and all the lands surrounding the escarpment, the ponds, the grasshoppers, chasing grasshoppers in fields, collecting butterflies. What a wonderful experience.
I remember sitting on my dad's shoulders and walking through the forest and looking out over the escarpment. And just falling in love with it. My dad used to call it the 100-acre wood after the Winnie the Pooh stories.
I would spend time walking in the woods, building sandcastles, swimming around, going into the lakes, looking for crayfish and snails and little baby frogs, and really just enjoying being outside, but especially that wonderful interaction between the land and the water and the plants and the animals. And it stuck with me my entire life.